Hello, everybody. Michael Falato from Full Throttle Leaders Podcast. GTM Full Throttle is my company. We have Idil from IrisFlex, who's the founder of her own company. What, 2 years, you said? About 2 years?
Yeah, in 2 years.
Tell me a little bit about IrisFlex and also your journey to starting your own company.
Sure. IrisFlex is an audience intelligence company. Basically, we answer the key question of who's in the market, who should we reach out to, how should we engage them. I basically help companies identify these types of opportunities as they're going to market. The impetus behind the name IrisFlex is that once I got a compliment saying, well, you see things others don't. Um, Basically, I identified the missed opportunities. So that's the iris. The iris expands
Hmm.
depending on the light it receives. So it's the researcher's eye, and we flex it for clients. So that's the
Awesome.
idea.
And then tell me a little bit about what made you get to this point of going, hey, I want to start my own company. I mean, I did this 5 years ago. I'm like, I'll never look back, never ever work for someone ever again. And you can make a lot more money, but you also control who you deal with. So what made you start your own company?
Well, I always wanted to do it. It just came to be the opportunity. It came at a time when I left Odyssey, where I was head of research and insights for close to 5 years. And then when I had to move on from that job, I said, okay, this is my time to really, really do it. I felt I had enough industry experience. And I also feel like I've always written, I've always published. I have a voice, I have things to share with the market. So let me give it a try. And it's been good so far.
And what's one or two things in the last 6 months you're like, well, that was incredible learning, or that was incredible learning that saved me money, or almost went down the wrong path, or did go down the wrong path?
From a business perspective,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
It
in
could be a
terms,
tool, it could be a learning, it could be a strategy that was good or bad.
I think there's so many. I think this will resonate with a lot of the founders that might listen to this. There are so many tools out there, and there are so many of them are trying to automate things, and you can pick and choose. But some of them will just not work for your business. So I've had my share of those trials and errors, but you just have to know when to cut it off
Mhm.
and switch gears and move lanes. Some things can be automated. Some things are better left to one-on-one human touch. So I'm learning that as I go along.
And when you were at Nielsen for almost 7 years, right?
Well, a total of actually close to a decade. I have three different roles. I started out at a consultancy they had. It was a JV with McKinsey Consulting.
Okay.
And I spent a couple of years there and then moved on to media analytics and then had various different roles there.
What do you think most people are missing when they're looking at analytics and media? We actually have a paid media roundtable coming up too.
Ah,
I'm going to send you a link for that as well. But
yeah,
yeah,
I'd love to join.
yeah, this would be right up your alley. But go ahead.
What are people missing when it
Like
comes
what?
to?
Like you're like, it's like, oh, every time I get on the call, like they're forgetting. Like we maybe say CAC, right? Customer
Mhm.
acquisition costs, or what's how much you spending and how much you making back. People are not measuring that all the time. Like you got at one point you got to figure out you're just putting money down the drain. So what's something that you see constantly being done over and over, and you're like, I got to fix this every time almost I talk to somebody.
Oh, it's so basic. You know what it is? We
What?
love to target with age and gender. Age and gender, age and gender. And every time there's talk about segments, and every time there's talk about, the value of psychographics, I see eyes roll. And it's this gap between the systems that we have to buy and plan media, to place media, and our ideas. I think there has to be something more than age and gender we have to use when going to market and not waste marketing dollars. But then when we have to apply it to ongoing systems or APIs or spreadsheets, things get lost and people short circuit back to the basics. And I feel like there's still so much wastage of marketing dollars because we don't innovate enough around measurement. I'm speaking in general, obviously. I mean, there are a lot of companies doing great things.
And what's a great AI tool that you like right now?
Um, well, AI-based tool. I just dropped one. I'm thinking, you know what? Speaking of analytics, I think analytics and measurement has evolved so much on the front end, actually, for with AI. I use a tool called Add Maple,
Add maple.
ADD, and then maple, like the maple tree.
Okay.
Maple. I love it. I think it's like this little origami sheet that keeps opening up and getting into different shapes. In the past, you would have to wait a week to get your data cleaned and then look at a bunch of data tables and find your way through. I remember like carrying large folders in the subway so that I could get ahead in my data read. Now all I have to do is upload an Excel or CSV file to add Maple, and in 1.2 seconds, because it tells you how fast it is, it will have everything laid out for me. And
Yeah.
then I'm able to look at, let's say, a question that I wrote that I'm curious how people answered. Half the screen will be split into drivers behind that idea. Like
How
how
about,
cool
yeah, I'm sorry.
all like you don't even have to be a statistician or a data whiz to really appreciate the output. I think it's a wonderful tool for a marketer, for a researcher, anyone who needs a little bit of more bench space for their team, but cannot afford to maybe hire. It's a wonderful accelerator.
How about Claude Coworker? Have you
I
tried
do use
Claude?
Claude a lot. I do. I love. I like it so much that I've built a persona around it. Like I call it Miss Claude. I do get a lot of help from Claude. And interesting, I actually had this conversation like the other day. Would you go with Claude for analysis, or would you go with Add Maple or a tool like that? Here's the difference. Claude allows me to go from like an idea of an image or a graphic that I want because I know the back end and I can tell it what to do really well. It allows me to get there, but I cannot see the steps that easily that it took to get there. So if you're a practitioner, you want to get to the back end of things, you want to see how things were calculated, or you want to calculate them yourself, go with a tool like Add Maple. If you want if you don't have the time, you just want things crunched out and you just want to say, give me a slide about XYZ, okay, Claude will help you.
Yeah. I love it. I love Claude. I use Delphi.ai as my digital twin. You should check that one out too. It kind of takes all your background into the platform and it figures out exactly how to answer for you. I use it actually to onboard my daughter too because I'm like I can't answer your questions all day long and get work done. But
I think
how should someone get a hold of you? We're going to close this out with like who's
sure.
the best person to talk to? Who's the best person you want to talk to? I'm sorry, and how do they get a hold of you?
Sure. I think I can help mid-tier agencies or even large really well if they're lacking analytics support or lacking research and insight support. I typically talk to CMOs, directors, VPs
Mhm.
of marketing, followed by chief strategy officers, most recently chief AI officers. I am going to market with a tool that I developed called AI Proximity Index. So if anyone is interested to measure if their audience is ready for AI and how they should target, how they should communicate with that audience, they can just go to my website, irisplex.com, and follow the trail there.
Well, thanks for your time, and I look forward to
Likewise.
keeping in contact. Take care.
All right. Take care. Bye.